Part two, how to create a great LinkedIn profile. These are the 8 best uses of LinkedIn. 1, to share and seek advice from like-minded professionals. Look for the best talent and recruits. Find potential clients. Build relationships with people from different parts of the world. Learn about industry insights. Have their daily dose of work positivity, wisdom, and inspiration. Share information to inspire and share their advocacies, and connect with industry peers. You can also look up Virginia Bautista on LinkedIn. She is a LinkedIn influencer, and these 8 best uses of LinkedIn are actually from her, from marketinginasia.com. So you can connect with your potential employer, for example, and we'll get to some samples of how you connect later on. These are 7 tips to create a great LinkedIn profile. 1, have a photo that sends good vibes. Of course, these are professional looking photos, not like the photos that you put in your Facebook profile. It has to be clear. It has to be your full face should be seen in the profile photo. And tip number 2, customize your URL. You can actually customize your LinkedIn profile URL. I'll show that to you later. Use an appropriate headline. Headline refers to whether you use your current job title or whether you want to change that to something else. And later we'll get to an example. Add a professional background cover. You can do this on Canva, or you can look for other. If you're a creative yourself, you can create your own professional background cover. This is like a Facebook cover on LinkedIn. And then feature your best work. Answer with them, what's in it for me, in your profile summary, and make your work experience short and sweet, meaning you just put bullets from 1 to 3 bullets per job description or your internship, for example, and then show off your recommendations. Let's go to my LinkedIn profile. So you can find me on LinkedIn, Adrian Pantonial. I'll stop sharing, and then we will be going to my LinkedIn. One second. Just want to make sure that it's open now. Okay, here you go. Let me share again. This tab right here. Cool. You guys can see my screen again? Yes? Okay, good. Thank you. So remember, I'm not seeing your faces in this view, all right? Let's start off with the background that I was referring to earlier. So in my case, I use the background of my company because part of my task also is to promote employer branding. You can create this cover in Canva, and you can Google what is the size of a LinkedIn cover or banner. And as you see, I have a professional looking photo there. So you can use a photo like that. This is the headline that I'm talking about earlier. I wrote there, emotional intelligence trainer, writer/editor, Tagalog tutor, events host. That's the headline that I'm referring to. And then let's go down to, wait one sec. This part right here is where you can edit your URL. So edit contact info, and then you can change your URL. As you see right now, I already customized it. So linkedin.com/in/Adrian Antoniano. Next, this featured part, I highly encourage you to maximize it and put there your best work. For creatives or for your project portfolio, you can put it here. And you can rearrange that, whatever you want to put first. And then this is my profile summary. I chose to write it in the third person, but you can also write it in the first person, like I, something like that. I also put here some of the talks and trainings that I've conducted, and I also wrote here the other places online that people can find me. So, as you notice in the first paragraph, I made sure that I have written here what I can help companies with or potential employers. So sample of what I wrote is Adrian has 5+ years experience in corporate training, teaching at school with 10+ years in the BPO industry, in the customer service, banking, and entertainment industries. He's highly skilled at training and needs analysis, instructional design, organizational development, and facilitating leadership training and team buildings. So that's a sample of a profile summary. And then in the experience, as you notice, I just wrote 3 bullets there. This is my experience with Enderun. And in your experience, you can actually hyperlink some related portfolio too. For example, I wrote here that I've been hosting since 2000, and I have hyperlinked one of my YouTube videos there. So I have also included my education, currently taking my master's in educational management at the National Teachers College. And then you can also include, if you have any licenses or certifications right here. There are endorsements that I've gotten from my former colleagues, and then you can actually ask people for a recommendation if you've worked for them. And then it's going to appear here at the bottom of your profile. I've also included some accomplishments down at the bottom. And I have displayed my interests too. So I also included some advocacies: arts and culture, education, environment, human rights, disaster and humanitarian relief, poverty alleviation, and social services. So that's a sample of a LinkedIn profile. Let me stop sharing and go back here. Okay, so how to connect like a pro on LinkedIn? Craft a custom, thoughtful LinkedIn connection request note. You can start by complimenting them, and your note has to be relatable, and try to express how you can add value to the person, especially if you do not have any common contacts. I'll show you some examples here. Okay, let me read it out. Someone said, "Hi Jeff, I came across your Q&A video on YouTube and really enjoyed learning about your career trajectory, especially how you found your passion for EdTech through management consulting. I am an education student interested in exploring opportunities in consulting. I would love to stay connected." So there's a compliment there. It's relatable. And here's another 2 examples. This one I actually wrote. So I said, "Adrian here from the ICF certification. This is for the international coaches I'm currently taking." And I wrote, "I'd be glad to connect with you here on LinkedIn to learn from you and support your posts too, if that's okay with you." And then the person said, hello, Adrian. It's great to connect. Thank you for finding us here. Absolutely. We are in the process of our digital business presence. Therefore, any support would be very beneficial to us. That is very generous of you. Have a good night. This one at the bottom was actually a connection request note that I got from an expat living in the Philippines. He said, Adrian, hello, Adrian. I saw your profile through a mutual connection. I am currently expanding my network of successful entrepreneurs. There's a compliment right there. And experienced leaders here on LinkedIn. Can we connect? Thanks in advance. So those are a few samples. Let me just hide this floating panel.